Hey, whole team. Happy Easter to you. A little early here. Hope you have a great time with your family and friends. I do want to say that I apologize if the video is a little bit dark. I'm in my office and I had my overhead lights on and the glare not so much. So I elected to turn the lights off. Still early enough in the morning, so I thought I'd shoot the video. Hope you're well. We're doing really good this year on a lot of different fronts, and I just wanted to give you my monthly update and share my perspective with you a little bit on things. It looks like March is going to finish up to be a very good and profitable month for us, and in fact, we have a real shot, and I think we'll eclipse it to hit our gross profit goal for the quarter and for the month. We look at that versus last year, and there's some growth there, which is exciting. We're also seeing orders each month climb. I look at that and I quickly want to say, well, last year's weather it was just not very good, and we had a lot of problems in the Northeast and even down the Southeast. Atlanta had a pretty tough winter, and so our volumes up. We're taking more orders because of that. Well, I don't think that's true. If you look at our industry and the customers we serve and the data that we look at, and we benchmark ourselves against many companies within the steel industry, they're down. Distributors in general are down in their shipments. I don't want to hear that or believe that truth, but it is true. So the fact that we're taking more orders, we're shipping more pounds this quarter than we did the previous quarter last year is a good and remarkable thing to wrap your mind around. I'm really proud of what we're doing there. Our expense management is also very tight, which gives us an opportunity to make a profit this quarter, and you certainly do our part in sharing that and giving that back to those of you who have helped make that possible. Also means that more customers are trusting us, so that's pretty awesome too. I wanted just to touch on a few things this month that I'm certainly encouraged about. In our strategic plan, we have the word called, and I'm going to kind of pull out a couple of these. Alignment is the first one, and that's the one where we're talking about marketing and supply and sales all being better aligned. I'm encouraged to tell you that that's happening. We're kind of regrouping in some of our marketing research area that is really coming on strong, and I think you're going to see the results of that. I'm very very proud of what's going on there, and I also wanted to just to say that we had a pretty big victory, but it was kind of under the radar this past week, where we not me, but there's several very smart people from the IS group, from our supply group, that implemented Oracle Demantra, which is a forecasting engine that feeds MPlan, which replenishes our inventory. There was a lot of manual process in that. They had a successful conversion in that, and I just really want to thank those associates involved in that process. I don't know of everyone that was involved, but I do know some very instrumental people like Greg Stein, Olga, I'm not going to pronounce her last name because I can't, Olga T, Dino, Ben Baker in our supply group. I know we had some people from our IS team supporting that as well. So very very encouraged. Ricardo Cross also helped us get that right. So that's really going to continue to make our inventory more accurate, which will help us serve more customers. And supplies put us in just a sickening position as far as pricing goes. We have very good costs. We've had to pass along those savings at times to customers because that's the market, and we have to meet the competitive advantage. At the same time, we really try to mention the things that we offer as value, and that's working. So we're maintaining and repurposing the gross profit that we're earning to the rest of the business and reinvesting in the business. From a locations perspective, we are, I'll just talk about Chicago just quickly. Things are on track there. It's a monster project. We meet weekly on it. There's so many people that are involved in it that are doing an amazing job. Scott Tyree, Chris Bose. We have the folks from Chicago like Ryan and Mo, and I'm sure many others are supporting that effort. David Bernardino, Sandra Thompson, Craig Stein, John Farley, and of course Ben and Fred Cook. There's just so many people looking at the inventory, how do we set the racks up in time and all of those kind of things so that we can really never be closed for business and customers don't notice. But what they will notice is the fact that we're going to have a better and more efficient system, more inventory to sell, more inventory to feed to the other branches, and I'm just absolutely fired up about that midsummer conversion over to 2200 Arthur Avenue in Elk Grove Village as we're going back home. 40 years later, we started in that same the little town. So Chicago is looking good. Very powerful event for us, and I just really don't see how competitors are going to be able to keep up with with that kind of effort. Another thing I'm pretty excited about that's coming, and there's been a lot of work behind the scenes, is our learning and development area. Sue with her leadership, and folks like AJ and Kelly and Tammy and Lindsay and Andrew and who am I missing? Look at my notes. I think I got Mo Tammy. Did I mention her? Lindsay? Yeah. There's probably someone super important. They're really behind the scenes putting together more customer focused, customer centered, experience type training for all of us. Much of that is happening now. I know that Kelly, for example, is working with all the sales managers on what they can do to encourage their associates that interface with the customer to have that experience just be absolutely excellent. So you're going to be hearing more about that. We're also building sales training, operations, customer-facing training is something that we're also doing and looking at doing and building and rolling out. All of us can benefit from that, and we continue to see that as an advantage for our company to have 6 to 7 to 8 people full-time dedicated to the training element and effort. It's pretty significant investment and also a pretty significant advantage for us. So I didn't even mention Brandon, who's helping roll out and has rolled out our operations training and has refreshed that so our operations folks can see growth. And then I guess the big one before I kind of wrap it up, so I'm going to try to keep this one shorter today, is e-commerce. Man, that thing is exciting. We're behind, no doubt. We're behind schedule. I'm not gonna kind of color that differently. It is behind schedule, and we're gonna have it's gonna be worth the wait. It's very we've made the decision to really look at this thing in great detail. Look at how we can make it a tremendous marketing and PR event for our customers, to have it be intuitive and knowledge based, and to really support and assist the customer, but that ultimately drives them to be tethered to us. We will have a site that we implement that's going to be very powerful and kind of very user friendly and intuitive, and yet our products again are very difficult to grasp if you're not used to it. A lot of our new customers that we get today come from the website. So when we roll this new one out, it's going to be amazing. I just want to mention that Vijay Harkashani over in our marketing group has been doing an excellent job. Vijay, thanks for what you're doing to I don't know what he does, but he links up all of the AdWords and phrases in Google, and it all kind of goes out there and reaches. And so when people search on grip strut, we're at the top of the list, or we're right up there in the top. Very important. It's a moving target. Google changes their algorithms all the time, so we have to go in and change ours to match up with theirs, and it's a pretty big process. But the success we've seen from that, I've seen the data, I've seen the results. It's pretty unbelievable. So I'm very grateful for what he's doing, and there's people that support that too. So I'm excited about that. So content-rich site is coming. I'm thinking mid-year is about when we'll launch it. We're going to try to do a shorter pilot period to a certain group of customers, and then a general launch, which will transition everybody over to the new site. You'll get peeks of that soon. We just finished the front page. It is fresh. Teresa and the team did a great job on that. So, all right. So I have one final kind of message for you here today, and all right. So if you struggle like I do to worry about what other people think about you, I guess I felt burdened. I get on my heart to kind of share with you the story. And we all have rules and guidelines in our life. We have laws in our country that we have to follow, and if we're not careful, we can get too restrictive with those. We can kind of robotic, and we feel like we can't do anything without asking permission, or we get real worried about what other people think about us, or whatever. I don't know if you struggle with that, but I do. And so I have a story for you, and it's a little out there. So get you know give me a chance here to tell it to you. But so my boys, for quite a long time, have been wearing these pants called joggers. Okay, and so I like them, and I think they're cool. But I'm 40 now. Actually, I'm more than 40. I'll leave that up to you to figure out. But you get to the age where you're like, am I too young to wear something that young? And I don't know, what are people gonna think about me? So that whole thought. So what I did was I went to the mall one day. I'm like, dude, I want to get a pair of joggers. Like, I just let me try them on. And so I went into the store and I froze. I pulled them off the rack like 15 times, and I'm like, dude, I can't do it. Like, what if people think that I'm going through a midlife crisis, and I have this whole like, I don't know, like, ooh, look at that bald guy. He's old and he's wearing joggers, really. So I bailed. I left. A couple weeks later, my wife and I had a chance to go out of town. We did a little shopping, and so we went into this one store that seemed trendier and younger. And I went in there and I was looking at them again, different store, and I'm like, babe, there's joggers. What do you think? She's like, get them. I'm like, I don't know. So the sales lady comes up and she says, what are you interested in? And I said, well, listen. I said, my wife says it's good, but what do you think? Joggers. She goes, what's your name? I said, my name's Scott. She said, Scott, I have a 89-year-old man that comes in the store and he buys joggers. And I thought, I'm buying freaking joggers. I'm going to buy them and I'm going to wear them in front of other people because I can. Because you know what? It really doesn't matter what you think about me wearing joggers. What matters is that I'm me. And so I'm wearing joggers today. See? And I got Jumpmans on. See the Jordans? So, love Air Jordans. Love them growing up. Sorry. Wear your joggers and your Jordans. Be who you are. This life is too short not to be who you are. So if your thing is PF Flyers, or if your thing is tattoos, or if your thing is being conservative, cool. Whatever it is that you do and love it and enjoy it. And don't be like me. Don't let other people define your future and your outcome. So I'm doing my best to try to get past that, and I hope you do too. And I think that that's important for our culture, how we live that out here. And I think ultimately that individuality makes us up as a whole, and we ultimately become a team when we do that. And we ultimately get a chance to enjoy each other, and maybe pick fun at each other a little bit. But that's okay. You can make fun of me today too. So I'm really grateful for having the chance to share that with you. It's kind of like weird, whatever, but I'm weird, and yet whatever. So have a great Easter. Thanks for letting me share, and I'm really, really proud of what we're doing. Keep the faith, keep pushing through. We're gonna make this thing happen. We're gonna get that top line help we're looking for, and we're gonna grow just like everyone thinks and thought that we were. I'm really continuing to believe that, and I hope you do too. Thanks, whole team. Have a great day. Joggers, Jordans.